and welcome you all to this three-part series, Powerful. So it is based on my recent book called Powerful, How to Remain Calm and Joyful When Everything Feels Out of Control. So I'm going to be sharing with you emotional strategies and mindset strategies to be able to keep your emotions in check so that you're not living from a place of stress or feeling hopeless or something like that. And when we do that, we're able to transform our inner worlds and transform our external circumstances and make change happen with much more speed. So we're going to be doing the inside work and the outside work over these 3 days, and they're pretty jam-packed. So best to equip yourself with a pen or a couple and paper if you don't have that and you want to be able to stay tracking with me or catch those insights when they drop and land for you. So I'm going to share my screen with you. My hope and desire for you is quite tremendously deep and big for you over the next 3 days. I want to see you experience so much joy that you can't contain it, and so much peace that it envelops you and you feel so much more safe moving forward and accomplishing what it is that your heart desires. So let's hop in. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. So I am going to move this around. Okay, everyone give me a thumbs up if you can see this. It says that it's paused. Share. 1 second. Sometimes give me some technical compassion. Try this. Okay, so let me know that you can see this.
Yep, I can see it.
Thanks so much. Okay, so we're going to hop into strategies for you to transform your emotions so that you can transform your world, whether that be your parenting or whether that be how you feel on a day-to-day basis at work, or whether that be the impact that you want to make with your work, or it could be transforming the world could look like making more income or feeling stable and secure about your income, or it could be just so many things. So transforming your world is a really personal outcome that you want to create over the next 3 days. So if you're not open to working on yourself and you're only looking for a shortcut, like for me to tell you what action to take to improve your life, you're in the wrong place, because even though shortcuts are great and I can give you shortcuts, over the next 3 days, we're going to be doing some deep work, and it's going to take you mastering your inner world to transform and create long-term changes on the outside. So if you're ready to make a bigger impact with your life and you want to feel calm and full of joy, which is totally possible on a daily basis, you're in the right place. And I'm excited to help you. So quickly about me, I am an author, just finished writing my second book, and I'm also a business and leadership coach. And I specialize in helping leaders, physicians, business owners feel more joyful, calm, and accomplished, usually helping them achieve something that feels totally impossible. And we make it, like Kiki said, we make it possible. We bring that untangible vision into reality. And I do it from a spiritual perspective. I'm also a keynote speaker for many different organizations and government. I've written for different magazines. I hold a couple volunteer roles. One I've just started, which I love, Women's Entrepreneurship Day. And I'm happily married, living on Vancouver Island. So I share these testimonials because I want you to see that the work that we're going to do with the strategies I'm going to share with you will be possible for you. Like, it's not like only other people can apply what I'm going to teach and see results. You are going to see results too if you apply what I teach over the next 3 days. It's just a guarantee. So I share these strategies so that these testimonials so that you can see it is possible. My job with sharing stories is so that you would know that it's not just for other people, the life that you want to create. It's possible for you too. So a dear friend and client of mine in the bottom right hand corner there, she wanted help growing her business. So I was able to help her create a strategy that honored her health and her happiness and gave her energy and joy and helped work become more fun so that she could increase her income. The woman in the middle there, I helped her learn how to let go of control and trust so that in a really short amount of time, she was able to refocus her perspective and fine tune her daily actions so that she was less stressed and overwhelmed and more confident and on track with achieving the dreams and goals that she had in her heart. Some were personal and some were professional. And then some people like the woman top left who I was working with, she needed more clarity, which is what we're going to be working on today. Opening your eyes so you have more clarity and insight into what's happening inside of you. And when she got that, because of an exercise that I'm going to be walking you through today, she was able to become more creative, make more time for her creative side and herself while she operated with many leadership roles. So you know how pressure filled and how much responsibility that is to take care of so many things, plus your family, plus your home. So we learned how to I taught her how to set boundaries so she could do that. So let's look at what most people think will help them feel calm. And it doesn't work. So the first thing is ignoring your feelings. And when we ignore our feelings, what happens? They just persist, right? Then the second thing people think will help them is pretending nothing's wrong, pretending that they're happy when they're not, pretending doesn't make anything go away. And it takes a lot of energy. The third thing is they just be strong and push through. So it's a strategy that backfires because it's tiring. And we don't have all of the answers for to solve this current problem that you might have, or to create an exciting new outcome that you have on your mind. We can't just push through if we continue to feel like this is Groundhog Day. This continues to happen to me, and I'm dealing with too much underlying discomfort, and something's got to change. So pushing through doesn't work. Also, figuring it out all by yourself, it doesn't help. It actually just makes you more isolated and reliant on your past experience and knowledge. And we need new insight, new tools, new strategy, and plan to move forward with when we have a new desire or when we have a new challenge on our hands, right? So we can't stay isolated. We can't try and continue to figure everything out on our own. Plus, when we're feeling afraid or insecure or feeling like we have to do it all ourselves, and then we're focused on the lack, like, I don't have enough time to do that. I really want to achieve that goal, but that means that I can't spend time with my family, or I don't have enough money, or I'm afraid that in the future I won't have enough money, even though my money situation is stable. When we feel those emotions inside of insecurity or lack, not enough, or fear, then we miss out on all of these experiences. Like, look at that. This is an experience that I had that I think it was Shannon was mentioning. That's where she met me, is at this event at the Canadian Women in Medicine Leadership Retreat. It was a conference at this stunning location in Vernon. And I was able to speak on the stage there as one of the keynote speakers for a group of physician leaders. I would never have had that opportunity if I allowed myself to stay full of fear or to believe limited things about myself that aren't true. I would not make time to take time off of work to be with this stunning man of a husband, stunning man, who is my husband, because I would be too afraid that taking time off would result in a lack of income that I wouldn't be able to keep up with. So I would just keep working too much, right? That's what happens is we perpetuate unwanted cycles in our lives when we're operating from an emotional set point that we haven't reset. We're going to be doing some resetting tomorrow. I wouldn't go to Hawaii. I wouldn't have made the time to write this book. I wouldn't have spent time up in Whitehorse working with some government leaders and business owners and coaches. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to make the impact that I want. I wouldn't have been blessed enough to go to Hawaii over here or to Fino if I felt like it wasn't possible. If I felt hopeless because I was looking at my situation instead of taking control and reclaiming the power that I have inside and that you have inside. So, what I'd like you to write down for yourself is just, I want to check in with you and we can start noticing some things. And so, I want you to get your pens out because this is where we're going to jump into how you can start feeling more calm and more joyful, more optimistic on a regular basis. When you do that, you get to have all of the experiences that you want to create for yourself right now and in the future. So, here are the true solutions from my experience, the critical pillars to feeling calm and joyful and making the change happen that you want to see. One is doing the inner work. So we need to rewire our nervous systems for calmness, optimism, joy, whatever you want to feel, in order to think straight, in order to access ideas and solutions for moving forward. Otherwise, we're set in Groundhog Day, perpetuating old problems or keeping ourselves in a bottleneck situation. So the inner work is key to being able to create transformation in your company, in your team, in your family life, in your own health. Number two is deciding to be a creator and not a victim of circumstance. When life just happens to you, you have no control. And if that's the belief that you're coming from right now, it feels very stuck. It feels very, it makes me feel very unhappy when I look at life from a place of I can't do anything about it. Versus deciding to be a co creator, you have so much power. You have more control than you've been thinking. Number three, strategic leveraged action plans to accelerate change. Sounds weighty and it sounds fun because you can be smart and wise, and the actions that you take on a daily basis to create change and rewire your nervous system, they can be effective and efficient, and they don't have to take so much time. You can quickly transform how you're feeling in a moment. And I'm going to share with you more tools about how to do that, that you can use yourself and you can pass on to clients and people that you work with, so that you don't keep experiencing the same stuckness that you might have experienced up to this point. So here, I want you to do this work. I want you to answer these questions. We're going to slow down. I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to breathe into your lower back ribs. We're going to take 3 breaths and feel those lower back ribs expanding. As you keep taking those breaths into your lower back ribs, I don't want you to answer these questions from a place of what the editor in your mind might say about what's possible. I just want you to start dreaming with me and be really open to give yourself permission to explore with me what's been going on inside, because we're so busy and sometimes afraid to look on the inside that we miss the opportunity for breakthrough. When we don't slow down enough, or we're not willing to be brave enough and take the time to do this kind of work, we miss out on all those opportunities, or all the opportunities you want to create for yourself. So in the chat, I'd like you to write down what it is that you want to create. So what do I want to create right now? You might write also what you want to feel. What is it that I want to feel? Do I want to maybe have a different role in my company? Do I want to make more money in that role? Do I want to enjoy my life more and not be so caught up in consistently worrying about the future? So, Sunshine, Kylie, Shannon, how would you answer that in the chat? What do you want to create right now? Do you want to have a better relationship with your spouse? Do you want to parent in a way that you feel more proud of, not be so impatient, not be so reactive, defensive, but more so open and calm and patient? So let me read what you're writing. All right. So Sunshine says she wants to create the space to focus on her studies. Sounds exciting. I wonder what those studies are. Kiki says she wants to feel more calm and trust in her life and business. Great. We're going to be getting into trust, the whole act of trust, in day 2 and 3. Gurmi says she wants to feel sharp, clear, peaceful again, free from the reoccurring episodes of PTSD. Powerful. Okay, Katie, to be more calm and in control. And interestingly enough, Katie, we're going to be getting into this in day 2 and 3 as well. The more we let go of control, the more at peace we will feel. Even though it's not something that we like to do, let go of control and trust, we will feel more calm and confident. And we will have more freaking fun in our lives. Heather, to explore possibilities for this stage of life, retirement. That sounds fun. Hannah wants to create more time and space to focus on personal projects. Yes. Means we get to enjoy our lives more, right? Kylie wants internal happiness. and to deal with a family issue that she's been putting off. So great. Day 2, Kylie. Hope you can make it for day 2. We're going to be delving into dealing with what we've been putting off, and I'll be sharing specific strategies for that in day 3. Shannon wants to create space for the things that matter, the space for calm. Where it popped away. Space for calm and joy with my family while parenting little ones. My goodness, does that ever require self-control? And also deciding who you will be before things pop up in your life. That's co-creating instead of being reactive. Shelley, like to feel more calm in certain situations and hope to feel more clear and focused. Great. When we are dealing with less stress in our physical bodies, less stress in our minds, less stress in our spirit or soul, whatever you want to call it, we are more grounded, we are more focused, we have more space for joy, we have more space for clarity and ideas and solutions. They come rolling in. Kylie wants to feel more confident. Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing. So next up, let's look at what the story is that you've been telling yourself about that. So for example, Kylie, what have you been telling yourself needs to happen, or what will be required in order for you to be more happy? Or what's the story you're telling yourself, like it's going to be too difficult to have that conversation, or I'm not a good communicator? Without editing, ladies, I'd like to hear, what is that story? Even if you tell yourself, oh, that's not really what I believe. If that popped up first, go with it. Because what we're doing right now is we're starting to lift the covers up and look underneath at what's been controlling your emotions and what's been controlling your habits. And those stories are unconscious, and we don't even realize they're ruling the show. So it's important for us to not edit right now. So if you feel like it, I would love to hear what story you think you may have been telling yourself about what it's going to take to make time for those personal projects, Hannah, or to make time for your studies. I think that was Sunshine. I can't until this project slows down, or healing takes a long time. Kiki says that the story she's been telling herself is that she doesn't know all the answers. So right away, my mind goes to, you likely are focusing on the how, and that you need to be the one to know all the answers. And I'll keep reading. So I make mistakes or get into a situation where I can't serve my clients at the level that I want to serve them, because there's that insecurity about not knowing all the answers, right? I gain value from adding value. My fear is that I won't be adding the value that I want to add. This pops up as a mom and partner and friend and daughter. So it's almost like this feeling like I don't have what it takes. I need to know all the answers, and I also don't have what it takes. The healthy version of I don't have what it takes is, I'm equipped with the power and resources to do what's necessary for where I'm called in any given situation, but it's not my power alone. Thank goodness. Logically, she knows this is a self-sabotaging story. Right. So your logical brain is not who we want to listen to right now. We just want to hear the illogical stuff that comes up actually right now. Yeah, exactly. She says, I feel like my nervous system and my body is still catching up. more like your nervous system and body is still stuck. So we have a set point, everyone, and we'll be talking more about this when I walk you through my inside out creation tool there. But the stuck point, it's like that's where our nervous system was imprinted by a feeling that we got in our homes when we were young in regards to what you just told us that you want. We'll get into that in more detail. I'm just going to read a few more notes here. Okay. Gurmi says the story is that my PTSD will never go away, and that if I start work again, it will all be shattered again, right? Like the past will repeat itself. And remember, the story that we keep implanting in our brains and in our subconscious, in our bodies through emotional states as well, perpetuates unwanted cycles. But it takes energy for us to do this repatterning work that we're going to do in day 2. And it can feel scary. It can feel like too much. So stay with me, because it is a much better use of your energy to put it into repatterning old programming, mindset, and nervous system so that you can have new outcomes instead of pouring your energy into continuing to, what do you call that? Like wire yourself for anxiety. We want to wire you for calmness and wire you for joy. And that is your natural set point. It's just we make up stories and learn how to be anxious. So Hannah says, I have other things that I need to do first. I'll read that book in the summer. So maybe like the deeper root, which is what we're going to get at today, of your desire that holds you back from your desire, Hannah, could be that work is more important than me. Other people's priorities are more important than my needs and my desires. My desires aren't as important as other people's. I'm not as important as other people, so I have to wait. My needs have to wait. Kylie says, I've been telling myself that this person won't change, so what's the point of even talking to them? Okay, yeah. Who else can relate to that? Just put a little thumbs up if you can relate to, nothing's going to change if I take this action, so why bother? Whether it's with your family life, or whether it's with a friend or a colleague, that can be very common. I've tried many times and I feel done. I feel prepared to walk away from the relationship. However, I have kids that will be affected by my decision, so I need to figure out how to manage that as well. Okay. So you've got a great opportunity. It's really important that we reframe from, this is the big problem that I have right now, to this is the incredible opportunity that's landed in my lap for me to be able to seize. Okay, I'll read one more. Sunshine. I think I'm avoiding because I'm not prioritizing and I don't have a scheduled exam date, so it's too open-ended. The visuals in my life, like tidying, organizing, gardening, are there and tactile, right? And give me satisfaction that I can see, so that we need that quick dopamine hit, right? Whereas your studies might be you have to invest more time in order to feel that instant gratitude. I don't have the same feeling with the coursework that I'm working on. Interesting. So we can talk more about that, Sunshine. Thanks for sharing, everyone. I am really looking forward to reviewing this a little bit later. So we've looked at your current location, right? This is what I want right now. And sometimes we don't even go after what we want right now. One of my old patterns was I felt like I should settle for lack or less than what I actually wanted, because that was the good thing to do. That was what a good person and a thankful person would do. And I'm still sloughing off this old programming, you guys. When we rewire our insides and the way that we think, and then the emotional state that we act from, it can be a process, an incremental process. but breaking free is so fantastic. So we're going to look at now how you can have more of what you want by telling yourself a new story. But I want to first use this inside out creation tool. So let me show you how we can do that. Step one is getting really clear with how you're feeling. So remember I said, what do you want? And what's the story you're telling yourself? So in your current reality, when it comes to what you want, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about your current situation? And this is one of the most powerful uses of your time right now, is to give yourself permission to be honest about your feelings. You don't have to share it in the chat if you don't want to, but you can. It's very helpful in integrating the work that we're doing today. When you take an objective look, just pretend you're like a crow on the top of the roof and you're looking down at yourself, or you're an eagle, or you're a butterfly, and you get to objectively look at what you've been filling yourself with. I think I might need to move this so that you can properly see the picture that, yeah, I hope you can see it all. So I've got there on the left, this woman who is filled with anxiousness. Maybe not a lot of it, but even a little bit's not okay. It stops you from being able to enjoy your life and be productive with your skills to help others, right? Or enjoy your life and enjoy your family. So she's filled with anger. Maybe something's happened in the past, or something's not happening quickly enough for her. Hopelessness. She's feeling stuck. She's feeling sad. Okay, those are some examples of emotions you could be feeling right now. And they literally impact your cells and how you can function today on, what is it, April 29th. If you're filled with that, that's just an isness right now. It doesn't have to be a prolonged emotional state that you're going to keep experiencing throughout May, okay? You can create quick change, quick emotional transformation. Hallelujah. So just give yourself permission to be honest with yourself, and put it in the chat if you want. What emotions are filling my body right now? Or is there could be a combination of emotions, right? Generally, I feel good about my life, but there's this emotion that's also in there. I want you to write the emotions that are challenging, that you'd rather not have in there. Another person might be feeling all of the benefits of the emotional transformation that I'm walking you through. And that's joyful, confident, calm, secure, optimistic, grounded. So how about you? When we allow ourselves to be honest about our emotions and then look at them, then we can actually wade through the water and get to the other side of the river, you guys. Otherwise, we're not being honest with ourselves and we get stuck in that emotion. So let's look and see what you said. Katie's feeling stuck but calm. Yeah, doing a lot of yoga. Good, I'm glad that's helping. Anxious and stuck. Stuck and optimistic. Okay, yeah, that is interesting, Gurmi. Okay, Kiki says some fear, anxiousness, hesitant. Thanks so much for your honesty, everyone. This is really refreshing to see. When we're honest with ourselves, we have power. We gain power. So our job is to identify the story that holds us back and makes us feel unsafe. And then when we do that, we can repattern with the truth so that no matter what we're going through, we can flourish in any situation, creating change on the inside that results in change on the outside. Let me go back to this slide and let's hop into, I want you to write that down on your book. If you don't have it yet, this is part of your homework for today. I'm going to open up the call so that we can work through this cycle and help you understand how the nervous system imprint creates a thought and an emotional state that leads to an action and a result. But it might not be the result that you're getting right now. And tomorrow we're going to be doing that reprogramming work so that you can change the nervous system imprint, which results in new thoughts, new feelings that you choose this time instead of ones that have been programmed in there that you don't like, so that you can take new action that's aligned with the result that you want. It's so fun. So I'm going to leave you with this. Clarity is power. And when you have more insight into yourself, you have more power to create change. Fantastic, exciting. You can do something now with more insight into yourself. But I want to walk you through that inside out creation tool that's in my book. If you don't have it yet, it's on Amazon. It's called PowerFULL. And it would be really helpful as we walk through these 3 days together for you to have your own copy to write in. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I'd like you to, I'm going to open up my notes here. This is your opportunity for one of you, one brave person, to get my help and be coached through this process of inside out creation, where we look at, here's my stuck point. Here's the root that's creating the fruit. There's a bit of rot on my peaches that I don't like. So how do I create new fruit in my life? You change the root. So who would like my help to create change? Okay, Kylie, can you unmute and share your video if possible?
I can.
Okay, awesome. So why don't you tell us again the result that you wanted to create? I'm just doing some mapping out for myself here.
I think just peace with this relationship.
Okay, peace. And what would peace look like?
Like I said, I feel like I'm ready to walk away. I deep down, I feel that would be good for me, but I don't know if it would be good for my children. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then let's talk about the action that you feel is likely what will help you create that peace. Is the main action likely what feels like the most effective action, walking away?
I've come to terms, like, this has been going on for a few months now. So I've come to terms. This person says they are open to talking. And I've had just a lot going on in my life that I've, like I said, kind of avoided, pushed. I'm just kind of like pushing it off. Like, I know I will do it, but when I'm more ready. So I do feel like I'm ready to have a conversation with them. Skeptical of how it will go just based on past conversations. Like, I feel like I've said the same things over and over again, and this person isn't listening. So that's where I feel like I'm ready to be like, okay, well, I've done all I can do. you know,
Yeah.
uh,
So it
if
sounds
they're
like
not willing to be, the version that I need in my life, then I don't need them.
yeah. Okay. So it sounds like the action, I'm going to write down the action then, is to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell me what thoughts or beliefs, see how I'm going. If it's a circle, the inside out creation, and we've got the results and the actions and the thoughts and beliefs and the emotional state. And then we've got that nervous system imprint I talked about, right? Way back to when you were little and something imprinted on your soul, or like literally. So we know that our nervous system goes all throughout the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I believe there's like a soul imprint too, because we've got all these parts inside, but we're whole.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going backwards. We've got like 3 more steps in to get to the root of what stops you from having peace in that relationship, or peace in yourself that leads
Mm-hmm.
to peace in any relationship. So what thoughts and beliefs do you think are like, how does it feel to leave?
Sad,
Okay.
hard,
And like, sad and hard. Anything else?
concerned. You know, so I'll say this person is my father. So yes, it's imprinted definitely since I was a child. Um, and my main thing is I don't want my children to feel how I felt growing up with him in my life, or not
Okay.
in my life, so to speak, which is the problem.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us the thoughts and beliefs that come up when you consider leaving. We've talked about the emotions, sad, hard, concerned.
Mm-hmm.
What are the thoughts and beliefs that are linked to those emotions?
I don't know.
Okay. If I left, then I could be at peace,
Mm.
but what?
I think the main thought is my children is how do, yeah, how do I know what I'm doing even though I think it's for the best may not still hurt them, and and affect them.
So what's up to you?
Hmm?
What's up to you? What are you responsible for?
Myself. For them, I don't know. I don't know how to answer,
It's
in
okay.
all honesty.
I just ask questions and
Mhm.
see if it reveals more of the root. So um, it sounds like there might be something to do with it's not okay. Like, I don't have what it takes to make good decisions for myself, or it's not okay for me to take care of my own needs, or um, I'm responsible for keeping my dad happy, or I can't be a great mom and a great daughter. Just throwing things out there. What's coming up for you?
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's me. Like I feel like it's all him. Um, you know, I
What are
don't
you telling
know.
yourself? What bad things or things that bring up fear are you telling yourself um, will happen if you leave and he's no longer a part of your lives?
For me, like I said, for me, I think it's like I think it would just be a good thing for me, because then I could just, wash my hands of it and just say, I do feel like I've done a lot. I do feel like I've done all that I can do. If he's not willing to do the internal work himself, then there's nothing more I can do. I feel okay about that.
What's
I just
interesting, but for everybody else and for your reflection, Kylie,
mhm,
is we can we can feel like, well, this is the best decision, and this
mhm,
will lead to peace, but I'm experiencing resistance. And resistance happens when we don't feel safe, or
mm,
when we feel like we're going against internal rules that are ruling the roost, internal rules that are ruling your ability to make that decision that feels like a good one for yourself. So that what I would like you to do is write down a few questions to help you get clear on the resistance that stops you from taking action
okay,
towards something that feels good and right.
mhm,
So we're like breaking free from our family's pattern and way of doing things when we make decisions for ourselves, and we then become this new version in your family line, new
mhm,
version of person, right? So what will you be teaching your kids? You could write this down for yourself just because of our time. What will I be teaching my kids if I don't do anything about this?
mhm,
What will I be teaching them if I do? What do I want to teach them? What do I want to stand for?
okay,
And if I was operating from a place of peace and that everything would turn out totally well and for the better, whether it's in the present right away or long term, um, what would I need to believe in order to take the action that feels right? And that will likely reveal your resistance and the old
mhm,
thought and belief that's programmed underneath the surface,
okay,
because it will show you what you're not believing yet that's linked to the sadness, what feels hard, and your concern.
mhm, okay,
So I hope that helped.
mhm, yeah, thank
And
you.
tomorrow we'll be looking at how do we then reprogram so that you don't have the resistance and you have more confidence and peace to make your decision from. And to yeah, one more question for you, Kylie, and for all of you who are applying this coaching to your situation is what are the assumptions that I've been making about this, about myself, about the other person, and about the outcome? So I'm going to open it up in the last, we got 2 minutes here before we close. What insights came up for you? Do you want to unmute? Maybe some of you had a breakthrough and you realized what's causing the resistance in your life. What's been most valuable about today? And then I'll share with you what we're going to dive into tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what resistance represents. Resistance is our like gateway to create change. It's where our opportunity lies. Where do I feel resistant? There's your opportunity. There's your opportunity to go deeper, understand yourself more, gain that insight, and apply the tools that you'll learn over these 3 days to that scenario. Mm-hmm. Yes, it does, Heather. Life throws curveballs. I had a curveball recently, and I was kind of like hit in the gut by it. It was almost like not a baseball size, more like a basketball in the gut. And then I realized, okay, step back, Amy. You can still breathe. What seems to be the problem is never the problem. So don't go making up stories when something happens in your life, or you'll continue the old problem. By taking charge and remembering that you are a powerful co-creator and not making up stories because of what you see happening around you, you want to be the thermostat so that you can adjust your emotional state no matter what's happening in your life. You don't want to be the what, maybe I got it wrong. The thermometer? Yeah, you don't want to be the thermometer that adjusts and freaks out every time life throws you a curveball. You want to be the thermostat that you get to adjust yourself because of the power within you. Okay, anyone want to unmute and share a takeaway? And any questions are welcome as well. And then I'll give you directions for your homework for day one and how you can get access to the Facebook group so that you can talk over the next 3 days, over the next 5 to 7 days if you want. And then next steps for tomorrow, what to expect.
Amy, I just want to thank you. Kylie, thank you as well. I'm sure that wasn't easy to kind of be in the hot seat. But it was also really wonderful to be able to see this example so that I could also apply it to myself. I think my big takeaway today was, I talk about what assumptions, I do a lot of conflict management in leadership. So I talk a lot about like, what are the assumptions that you're making? What's the story that you're telling yourself? But the epiphany for me today was, I think because I've always been a feeler, I feel my emotions very intensely, and I don't think I was actually realizing that I was making assumptions about myself. When you feel something internally, it's easy just to like take it as it is, right? Because you feel it. And so it's truth, right? You're not making up an assumption about someone else and their perspective and how they're showing up. You're feeling it. So it's really easy to like make that assumption. And I think that was that question of like, what are the assumptions that I've been making about myself specifically that's holding me back from taking action? That to me, just there was something that clicked in that for me, because I think the assumption I've been making, just to hold myself accountable here, is that if I feel something, X is true, right? If I feel X, Y is true. And actually, I think that's an assumption. And I think the following belief is that, well, then I can't change it, or I can't control it, or it will just always be this way because it's always been this way. So anyway, that was just, there was like an element of control. I feel like you just gave me back a nugget of control with my own emotions and how I feel them and the assumptions that I'm making based on the feeling that I'm having.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if that all makes sense, but
Yeah, it's great.
there was an
But when
epiphany there.
something first comes out of our mind into through our mouths, sometimes it's not it's all formulating right now, right?
Yeah.
So I really like what you said. Because I feel this, therefore X is true, and how that actually is a lie, a falsehood, is just beautiful. Because what actually is happening is our reticular activating system is working on overdrive, trying to provide proof that, oh yeah, you will always be in lack. There will not be this in your future because this just happened. See, there's proof. See, I found you proof. Or your
My
reticular
RAS is on high alert.
yeah, so maybe, who knows, Kylie, like maybe, see, there's proof that people will not be available for you to show you love. They're just not reliable. Or there's proof that blah blah blah. Maybe, Hannah, there's proof that uh there never is enough time. I never have enough time for the things that really matter to me. See, there's proof. um, when things happen, don't take them to mean something more than just things just happen. but the story you make up about them is what's most important. Okay, anyone else have a takeaway? Put it in the chat if you would. I'll share with you now what we're going to be focusing on day 2 tomorrow. And I'm really excited about it. It's all about the choice that you have and how much power lies just knowing that you have choices and that you're not stuck, that you can do something about your situation. So with responsibility, we can lay a new foundation and plant the seeds for the future we want to create. And so I'm going to be sharing with you 3 practices to rewire yourself for a new set point of calmness and joy. And then I'm going to walk you through an exercise to rewrite your new calm story. So it's like this new fresh chapter of your life. And for homework for day 1, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to post, I'd like you to send me I'll send in the Facebook group as well as over email probably. I'll send the image of the Inside Out Creation Tool with fillable lines for your viewing pleasure and to help you with doing that homework. And there will be a place for a new thought, a new emotional desire, a new emotional state, the new results you want to create, and the new actions that will bring that about that are aligned. So this homework is actually just kind of, it's it's coming from the old beliefs and the old emotions and the old nervous system imprint, creating the results that you don't want. So whether that be hesitation, Kylie, or self-doubt, that's the result that you're getting. The procrastination, having that conversation, is what you would put in the results category. So that once you're done, post that you're done in the Facebook group. And for those of you who are on the call live, I promised a gift. So I'm going to put your names in a basket or something like that and choose one of you to get a 20-minute strategy session so we can talk one-to-one. And I'm going to mail you a copy of my new book as soon as they arrive, sometime today or tomorrow, I'm hoping. So every day I'm going to be choosing one person to get a 20-minute strategy session and a copy of my book that I'll sign and mail to you. You get at your door. So I will let you know who wins that by probably sometime tonight when you get the recording from today. So thank you so much for joining me. Yes, Kiki, I know you said you're not on Facebook. So if you email me your homework individually, that's fantastic. I would prefer that. And if you're not in the Facebook group, I will know that you've done your homework because I will have received it in my inbox. So that's awesome. At the end of day 3, for everyone who's done all 3 days of the homework, and I give this homework because it helps you actually get more value out of the time that you invest over these 3 days. It's not just to make you do things. At the end of the 3 days, for everyone who's done the homework on each day, I'm giving you a surprise. So I'm not telling you what that is. Thanks for joining. And yes, I will email the homework, no problem, and the picture to give you that visual to help you follow along and fill it out. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Amy.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.